Welcome back. This is Prep Recruiting Insider, PRI. We're here at Cello's in Metairie, right behind the big post office by Lakeside Shopping Center. Come on by for lunch or dinner every day during the week. And if you have a special event, check out their catering capabilities. You will be glad that you did. I'm Rick Ailey, the head coach of PRI, along with our Prep Recruiting Insider, your Prep Recruiting Insider, Renee Nato. And we're joined by two more outstanding Jesuit Blue Jays. To your right, running back Connor Prouet, and to your left, linebacker Cameron Crozier. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Love watching both you guys play. Cameron, I'm going to start with you. Got a little history. Your dad played at Tulane and your uncle played at Tulane as well.
Sure.
100 tackles already this year. He had 21 stops against St. Paul's, 155 last year. You are a middle linebacker. You think of Ridge Bourgeois, Robert Lebrano, Marshawn Kenny, Ryan O'Neal. You are in line with those type of guys. Recruiting process. Which schools are you looking at, and what would be the determining factor for you and where I want to go?
Right now, I'm looking at like ULL, South Alabama, Southeastern Louisiana, and Colorado State I talked to a little bit. But my dad grew up in Mobile, so I kind of like South Alabama, and also Tulane, where he went.
Okay.
And I don't know where I want to major in yet, so that's not really a deciding factor. It's more in the school.
Kind of you, 1,300 yards last year. You have just under 700 right now. Put on a few pounds and a little stronger runner now. What schools are you looking at, and what will be the determining factor for you and where I want to go?
Well, I've been contacted by like Harvard, Yale. I've been talking to Tulane a little bit. Dartmouth's talked to me a little bit. So, I mean, education's really a big part of it for me. And I want to go into pre-med as my major. So that's also going to be kind of a deciding factor for me.
3.8 grade point average, right?
Yes, sir.
Pretty stout.
Yes, indeed. I had a chance, Connor, to talk with a couple of your offensive linemen in the last segment, and had a chance to see both y'all play. We broadcast the game against Rummel, a real football game. That was, if that would have been on grass, that would have been a down in the dirt kind of football game instead of down in the turf. But talk about your offensive line, but how you utilize them, because you seem to be a very patient runner, very precise in what you're doing, single cut, downhill type runner. Talk about your style and working together with the offensive line.
Well, basically, my line, they're awesome. They just make my life as easy as it can possibly be before I have to start working and getting into the second level. So I just let them do them, kind of wait for the hole to open up, because there's definitely going to be one every play. So once that happens, just one cut, get what I can.
So it's a matter of being patient enough to stay on track and believing in your players.
Yes, sir.
That's great. And Cameron, a lot of responsibility as an inside linebacker. Coach Baglio is your defensive coordinator. Talk about what you have to do as an inside linebacker to communicate with the rest of the defense.
Well, yeah, first of all, I mean, Coach Baglio, he's awesome. He basically just pounds everything into us, and by the time game day comes, it's like second nature. We all know the plays. That's where I think we have a step on a lot of other offenses. We kind of know what they're about to do. But we all just prepare as a defensive unit, and everybody does their job, and it all comes together.
And Cameron, I'm going to follow on that. You guys were on the 2014 state title team. How, being a part of that team, how did that carry over to right now, and why can this team be just as special?
I mean, that team was awesome. I mean, some of those guys are still some of my best friends. I keep in contact with all of them. They definitely taught us a lot on how to like keep your composure throughout the game. I mean, if you watch the state game, we were down at halftime, but you couldn't tell on their faces they knew they had to come out and do business, which is what we really need to work on this year, is coming out in the second half, just continue and just keep pounding teams. And if we play more like them and how we learn from them, everything should look good.
And Connor, what did you take from that 2014 season to right now, and is there any similarities with the teams?
Like Cameron said, I still keep in touch with the two running backs that were on that team, Charles and Chris, a lot. And basically, all the seniors on that team, they come out to practice every day, and Coach Sanchez even said it a lot. He never needed to prod them, never needed to get them to, like, they were all self-motivated. And I see that a lot in the senior class that we got this year, and I think we can make a run for it.
And you've had some really close games in the first 8 games of the year. Y'all are 4-4 going into Franklinton, and you have Brother Martin after that. Looks like you got things back on track with a big win last week against Shaw. Cameron, you first. Talk about how you're going to take some momentum that you started last week and try to carry that forward so that you keep improving all the way into the playoffs?
Right. Well, first, yeah, we just take it week by week. Every week's like we're 0-0 and the other team's 0-0. So we just gotta get ready for Franklinton, and then we'll see what happens in the future.
So it comes down to, Connor, every day, being at your best every single day, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
And doing what the coaches are teaching you. But you know, you've got to look forward to finishing strong here in this regular season, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think last game we kind of came together as a team and played a complete game. We came out at halftime, kind of picked up right where we left off in the first half, and if we can carry that over, it's going to be good.
Cameron, you wear number 54. Is that number come from a player? Real quick in the last minute, is there a favorite player that you got that from, or who do you model your game after?
No, we kind of just give our numbers at Jesuit. We don't really get to pick them, which is, I mean, I like that. It says a lot about our program, I think. And also, I mean, obviously, Urlacher, he's a big 54 type guy, what I'd like to look after. So.
That's kind of where I thought that was coming from, because y'all are both collision tacklers. Connor, number 20. Any particular reason and any favorite player?
There actually is a reason for 20. I've been 20 ever since I played at the playground, and my dad always told me and showed me film of Barry Sanders. So I know I liked his work ethic. I liked how, even like despite like people always say like he never like amounted to anything, he's best yards per carry ever. Like he's a beast.
Wow. Yeah.
That's right. Coach Sanji learned that jersey number thing from Jeff Boss, the best in the business back in the day. That's Connor Prouet and Cameron Crozier. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here with us today. There you go. Give them no game faces. There you go. Now you're looking good. Now you know why the Jesuit Blue Jays are the excellent football team they have, with Franklinton and Brother Martin ahead and the playoffs after that. We're here at Cello's. This is Prep Recruiting Insider. We're going to be right back after this timeout.